Good afternoon, everyone. We're super excited to be here today. And we want to thank Miami Community Newspapers, the Miller brothers, Grant and Michael, for this amazing opportunity, and Emily, who's helping us today with the production. And I'm Danielle Dubuc Whitman, FCC USA, Executive Director for Fútbol con Corazón, a nonprofit organization that uses soccer to prevent and solve the world's problems. And today we have an amazing guest, which is the second time that she comes to the podcast. I'm super excited to have you. And those of you who have the privilege to know her know that she's unstoppable. She's everywhere. She's like the Holy Spirit, going to one event to the other thing, the other. And she's a mother of two. I don't know how she does it. I really, really admire you, and I really am super, super excited to have you one more time in our podcast to share some updates and share about the incredible things that you're doing at Amazon.
Thank you, Danny. I'm so excited to be here with you. You know how much we love FCC. So thank you for having me.
Thank you so much, Angie. So tell me about how is that you who started working years ago in the banking industry, how is that you end up in, doing incredible community impact, corporate social responsibility, ESG, or, philanthropy? How is that you get involved in that field? And give us a little timeline of how all that came, like your approach.
Yeah. I think community engagement actually for me, it's very interesting. I think kind of it chose me, instead of me choosing to do community engagement work. And I say it chose me because I feel like I just grew up with that, right? Like I was the daughter of immigrant parents who built their community here in a new place that didn't know anybody, had to make new friends, new beginnings, new jobs. And what was the common denominator was community. And so whether it was the village of your family and the community of your family, or the village of your neighborhood or your church, or organizations like United Way, which I remember my parents being involved with, or the work community that my dad built when he worked in the county. Like, it's just, I always started, everything was based and centered around community. So I think that was the early beginnings. And then that grew into a passion of, I remember with my older sister, we were like, well, what do you love to do? Because I was like debating going to law school. And I was like, I really don't want to study law. She's like, but you love volunteering and you love doing community stuff. And that's how I found my world in social impact with nonprofits.
So it was already embedded in your
since I
childhood.
was young.
And tell me, are you the youngest of?
So I am the fourth out of 5 kids.
Stop it.
Yeah.
No, you're not.
Yes. My dad has 3 kids from his first marriage. And then when he met my mom, it's me and my little sister. So we're a total of 5. And we are very different in ages.
Oh my God. That's crazy. And I had no idea.
Yep.
So, okay. So tell me because I know that you through Amazon, you do incredible things, and everyone, sometimes the brands take, to have certain leverage or recognition, and then the person is just representing a brand. I can attest to you that, like, you intrinsically care for what, like, it's like when people see you, it's like Angie, and she carries the brand. She lives wholeheartedly the brand, and you really care for the people that you are associating with, that you're caring for. You care for the leadership. You care for, the people that are being served. It's pretty obvious. I mean, we see it all the time. And so, and you also are really into long-term impact of sustainable ways, etc. So tell me about how is that? I know we met through the Miami Foundation in one event, and then I don't know, there's like different flashes of maybe seeing each other at different events afterwards in United Way. But how is that? Why is that Amazon? Why is it you choose to start thinking how we can create something impactful between Amazon and FCC?
Absolutely. I think I'll start with, I think for us at Amazon, like I'm so happy to be there. And I think, ever since I started, I drank the Kool-Aid. We abide by leadership principles that were started by Jeff Bezos over 18 years ago. We abide by those. We live through those. We work through those in everything we do. We write about them every day. So I think that is huge, number one. Then two, I admire the company that didn't just hire anybody. They hired someone from the community. They look at it as
hyperlocal.
We want a hyperlocal subject matter expert of that community. And so I admire that, right? Because it could have been anybody. It could have been like, oh, we'll bring someone
Many
from...
Many times they do that.
Yeah, we'll bring someone from, you know, wherever it is, from Seattle, and you can go and do community engagement in areas that are important to the business. But that's not how Amazon looks at things. They really tackle, we're customer obsessed. And so if you're customer obsessed, the communities are our customers. So you have to be community obsessed. And so I really value that they are that way as a company. And so that's why this doesn't seem like work for me. It's just like, it's something I love. I love my community. I'm born and raised and stayed in Miami-Dade. And it just makes sense for me to be doing what I'm doing, which is just connecting. And then also looking at what the problems are from different avenues, right? What is the business community talking about? What is what are our elected officials talking about that's important? What is the actual community in different parts of the county talking about? What are the nonprofits talking about? And like, coming around the table, having those listening sessions. And that's why you have to be out in order to understand and listen to what those issues are, which is why I'm always trying to be out there, because I'm always thinking, who's being left out? Who are we not thinking about? And why are they not part of the conversation? And if they're not, how do we bring them into the fold? And that's how I truly think you create impact, right? And which is why FCC is just like a natural fit, because we're not about just bringing a check and being transactional. We're about really making impact that's going to be long-term and it's going to trickle out into other places. And so, my work when I first started in Amazon 4 years ago was really based in South Florida, and now it's statewide, and then now it's trickled into Latin America, which is perfect because I think, it's a great opportunity for me because I'm Hispanic, I understand the Latin America community. You get it. Miami is pretty much a mini micro Latin America. And so for me, it's just, I love that the corporation sees the value of that and can say, okay, great. This is how we can extend our impact and continue to do good work because it's someone that actually understands the communities that we're trying to serve.
Beautiful. And one of the things that it's crazy, which you just mentioned. You were doing only Miami, but then now you're representing all these other areas of growth and need. And I love that this, for the second year corporate soccer tournament, Amazon is the Title Cup sponsor. And it's just like, it literally allows, because the corporate soccer tournament it directly goes to programming. It doesn't pay the event itself. Right. It's literally going to programming. And so the kids have their soccer jersey and Amazon is one of the sponsors. That it's so cool to see that like Jeff Bezos had this vision and how it's trickling down, how it literally goes down to the communities that are, because of course we discussed this last time, glitz and glam. Miami has a glitz and glam and it's beautiful, and people, when they come and visit, they see that part, but they don't see other areas where there's not so much glitz and glam. And soccer really is not, it should be a very cost efficient sport. It should be available, accessible, affordable, and it's really not. And so having partners like yours, you guys are really, like, you're the ambassador of that. You're really creating these bridges so that kids from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. have this really cool, engaging, safe space with a mentor, with a sense of belonging. And it's all because you are believing and investing in the community. So I really appreciate it. I'm really deeply grateful, not only me, but our organization. And you also supported FCC Mexico. Yes. So Amazon was, and they did this beautiful tournament over there with Amazon in Guadalajara, which right now is under, that area is
thinking of them a lot.
Horrible. It's horrible. And that focus over there, FCC Mexico, is violence prevention, gang violence. How do we reduce kids or teens to get involved with gangs? Here, it's more mental health, and and other things. But the fact that Amazon is opening the doors for us, we don't see you as we don't see you as the typical partners. We see you guys as game changers. So it's like te está poniendo la 10. So it's like Angie, goes to the field and
thank you.
And we have an incredible partner. We're fortunate to have incredible partners.
Thank you.
But to have someone like you, so sensitive and also strategic, that's a game changer.
You're so sweet. Really, the kudos goes to you and your team, because you guys are boots on the ground doing the work every day, right? I mean, it's great to have partners like us, like Amazon and other corporations, because you do have a lot of great companies that support the work you're doing, because I think they see and understand the work you're doing, right? Soccer is a great equalizer. That's what I like to say.
Yes.
Like, it's people, at least in Latin America and growing up with, like, soccer is something you grew up with. It's part of your culture, right? In Latin America, soccer is pretty much a religion,
yeah, it is.
right?
It is.
And so some kids, that's where kids learn, teamwork for the first time. So that's where kids learn like discipline skills for the first time before they go to school. That's where kids learn mentorship, how to see, and it's an accessible,
how to deal with frustration and loss.
Correct.
As well, which is part of life.
Correct. How to socialize, right? And then have a little competition too, right? Like in a safe space. And it's very economical. Like you can play soccer anywhere. You need a ball and a field, or not. Some places don't even have a field. The places in Mexico that when we did, I've done a few soccer renovation projects in Mexico. They don't even have a field.
Juegan en el barrio, like in the sand lot. It doesn't matter. No,
the street.
But Miami really doesn't have a. Miami doesn't even have. That's the beauty of soccer, that you can debate like, oh yeah, we need more fields. Well, we have a lot of green space in schools that are not being used. So. Yeah, utilize. So we just take we have great partners that just give us the soccer equipment, and we'll have it there. Of course, if we have a field, amazing, but it should be everywhere. And we have a beautiful weather, so it's not like we have to play, Right. So we should be playing. I mean, all of our kids should be playing, and I love that you bring that out of like how you're connecting with the Amazon is connecting with the community, with the parents of those children as well, because they're super grateful. And one of the things that we were discussing the other day is like, think about it, how cheap it is. I mean, how expensive it is to put your kid in a sport, to pay for an extracurricular activity. And so the alternative, cheaper, is having your kid on YouTube for hours or on a video or on the iPad. It's cheaper. It really, and so sometimes we say, oh, it's so bad that parents will do that, but it's just because it's a socioeconomic gap right there. So it comes like sports, soccer becomes a luxury for those who can, but then the parents that are struggling, I mean, this is kind of a babysitter that programs your child. So the fact that Amazon is building these recreational spaces or incentivizing coaches, promoting, that's incredible. And now for the corporate soccer tournament, you're building, I mean, you already built a team. We have your captain, Javier, who's incredible. And it's also team building experience because they get to play with honesty, tolerance, respect, and solidarity. If not, they can't. They have to score goals, but play also with the values. And so also Amazon is invested in creating these team building opportunities within them. Right. So can you explain a little bit about?
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, I love, we're here to do, social impact work and help the communities. But if that also has a component where our employees can team build and spend time together outside of an Amazon facility, we love that. We encourage that as well, right? To do good for the community. It's part of our principles. And so I love it because then it's a win-win, right? Because, I mean, we have dozens of facilities across the county, right? All those facilities are encouraged to do their own hyper-local community engagement. And they all do, separate from the work that I'm doing, right? So when you have, now add the benefit of like, now community engagement is doing a partnership with FCC. And not only are we sponsoring and giving monetarily, but then we can engage our local facilities to say, hey, come on and join us, form a team, play, get out there. It's a win-win because now we're engaging our employees, we're engaging our associates.
Last year they had the coolest, I don't know if you saw the soccer jersey they had I was like, okay.
I saw. Yeah, they get a little like they want to go all out every year,
So they all get competitive.
Yes, a little competition is healthy.
It's good.
It's healthy.
It's a little ego.
Yeah.
Hey, it's a little ego. They want to be like, They want to be the stars, and it's World Cup edition, so we're gonna have a lot of countries represented, and the point is how because unfortunately, and I think media has to do with this. There's so much divisiveness, or there's a sense divisiveness in the nation right now and in our community. So I think like what a great opportunity to use soccer to bring people together. It doesn't matter where you're from, where you come from, where you work. This is going to be a celebration of unity. Absolutely. Right? And so I'm super happy and proud and grateful that Amazon, because of your work, of you saying, you know what, we're going to do this. I love that you took the initiative to, represent and bring your team. So I'm excited for that day, April 17th.
We're very excited.
And they told me that you were going to play too.
Me? I don't know. We'll see about that.
But you're going to be in the opening ceremony and you're going to speak.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, good.
I will definitely be there.
Good.
Yes. On my calendar.
She said it already. Okay. The other thing is, tell me a little bit about how do you manage your schedule? I want to know that because how do you show us the tips of how do you do with motherhood, the events, new partnership, the traveling, it's a lot.
It is a lot. Again, it takes a village. I think number one and first and foremost is that I spend a lot of time, my husband first is Jorge is just amazing. And he really is the backbone of the family when it comes in the house and just making sure that things run smoothly when I'm not around. But it's just, honestly, there is no tricks, right? I ruthlessly prioritize, right?
You say a lot of no's.
Yes, I say a lot of no's because, somebody once told me, I don't remember who it was, but someone said every time you say yes to either an organization or an event or time, is you say no to something in your family, right. Or something else that you want to do, right? And that is so true because if I say yes to one thing, then
there's an opportunity cost there, right?
Right, yeah. Correct. So I always think of that, right? And so I ruthlessly prioritize. This year AI now has been amazing and it's helped me stay organized. If I ever feel a little overwhelmed, I go to AI. Thank God Amazon equips us a lot with that and say, what is a priority of this week, right? And it kind of tells me, based on your inbox, these are your priorities or this is what you must tackle. And then I work backwards from that, right? And
reverse engineering there.
And then I try to focus on that. So I might have 5 emails that are asking me for I want an Amazon speaker about, I don't know, something that is not a priority right now. And I don't think about that. Even though I want to respond, I'm okay, right now, that's not a priority. I have to focus on what the priorities are.
Oh my God.
And they're constantly changing. So that's the good thing about Amazon. It's it's never a dull moment. It's always constantly changing. And because the company innovates so fast, right? We're just moving at the speed of light, for real.
Oh my God. That's crazy because you're that type of leader. You're fire. You can't be doing the same over. I think it's that's
and
really cool.
One of my mentors and really good friend that I married, Nicole de Lara Puente from Live Like Bella, she always says you want to get something done, give it to the busiest person in the room because somehow they make it work, right? Because they just have a system and they know how to prioritize and just get it done. So I don't know how it's done, but it's done. Maybe that's why after 8 o'clock, my social battery is I don't want to talk. I don't want to see anything. I don't want to answer my phone. I'm just no puedo.
Wait, in your house, do the kids are who's the strict one? Your husband or the dad or the mom?
We have a good balancing act. Both of us. Yeah. Both of us, I would say. When I'm home, I'm definitely very strict. They asked me the other day, they were why can't we watch TV on Monday through Thursday? I'm because it's a school night. But why? Why does it matter? And I'm
they're in that era.
Yeah. I'm because it's a school night and I don't want, but why? Is the TV bad for us? They keep going. I'm well, yes, it's just, you don't need that distraction, right? You watch TV on the weekends. And I try not to have them even watch TV. I try to go out.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Do something outdoors. We live in Miami, for God's sake, you know? But it's not easy.
It's not easy. It is not easy. And then, my oldest is very rational. It has to make sense logically. If not, it doesn't. So he will ask things well, why? Exactly. And I'm listen. So I start always with the why. Listen. in order for this is what's happening. This is a problem. And then he's like, okay, mom, that makes sense. But if it doesn't make sense, he'll be like,
And he keeps, I get it. I have one like that.
And I'm like, wait until they get into the teenage years. I know it's going to be,
even more challenging.
Yeah.
Like they say, little kids, little problems, big kids, big problems.
Yeah. I don't know.
We'll see.
I don't want to think about that.
I know.
But I was going to ask you, because I look up to you, not only, I know that so many other women look up to you and younger ones. So I wanted to ask you, what advice would you give to that Latin, leader, female who is in high school or who's in college or who's just starting her human capital, like knowing people around?
Mm-hmm.
What advice would you give her? I know that you believe in mentorship.
Yes.
So what would be like maybe 3 tips that you would give her?
For sure. First of all, I would say own your identity. I struggled with that a lot, right? Because like, daughter of immigrants, you're here, everybody speaks English, but your parents don't speak English, right? I remember struggling with that. Like, I'm like, I actually first knew I had an accent when I went to college in DC.
Oh.
They were like, no, where are you from? You have this accent. I'm like, what are you talking about? What accent? I didn't ever, because, but I own it. Own your identity. It's part of who you are. And I think people admire that, right? I think I am where I am today in my role because like I own that identity. But I came to a point where I was comfortable with it, right? And I said, okay.
No. And that's brave that you're saying that. I was a little, because you want to blend in or
Correct.
you think, right? And it's like, no, when you are hyper local and you take that everywhere, people, it's like your flag. It's like, this is me and I'm proud of it. So, but you were born here.
I was born here. Mm-hmm.
But then I know that I think your mom was from Venezuela.
My mom's Venezuelan and my dad's Cuban.
And then you learned English, from an early age.
Yeah. When I went to kindergarten, I learned English here because I spoke Spanish. Yeah.
Oh, but you did learn Spanish.
Yeah. Of course.
Good.
Yeah. And I still, now my kids, a different story. They refuse to speak Spanish back to me. Yeah. So that's going to be challenging. But again, I will try to work on teaching my daughter, own your identity. Your name is Alexandra Santibañez, like own that, right? Own like the Hispanic name, and be proud of it. Don't let that be like, so that's first and foremost is I think I struggled a lot with like owning that. I was like, no, I'm from America. I'm American. And that's fine. You can still be a proud American, but also know where you come from and where your roots are, right?
My sociology teacher used to say, you are not American. You're a hyphenated American. But I was like, yeah, because I always felt like very Colombian, even though I was born here technically, but I was but a lot of people would be like, no, I don't want to. And she was like, no, yeah, you are, like in the census. Right. And so I think, but now throughout the years and like Bad Bunny and like all this Latin, kind of pride has changed the narrative a little bit where now it's like cool to say, right? And so I love it. Okay.
First and foremost, definitely own that, right? I think then second, have a mentor. I think it's very important. Like I am where I am today for having mentors, both women and men. I had both. And then people ask me, well, how do I get a mentor? How do you do that? Listen, who do you admire, right? Like I look at women. Well, first, I don't look at women are not a competition to me, right? So that's a topic for a different conversation about women empowerment. But like, sometimes we're our own worst barriers, and I don't like that. I dislike that a lot because we should be lifting each other up.
A lot of people a lot of women have corporate trauma.
Yes, so yes. And I get it. And we had to claw our way up to like the corporate ladder. But
I have had beautiful women that I've been blessed that there's always this toxic whatever, but you don't take it personal. Right. But I understand like where some women have these stories. I'm like, oh my goodness.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
And it's good to come up and create the expectation like, this is not a threat for me. This is correct. If anything, I'm learning.
Correct.
It's data. So.
Right. But look at I always look, mentors for me are, who do you like? I love people. When I see a woman who knows how to speak and it's eloquent and graceful, I'm like, I want to be like her. I want to mimic her. Ask her to be your mentor, have lunch with her, like form that relationship, right? I think that's so important. I think we need to do more of that. And third, I would say, I think it's, don't be scared to that imposter syndrome is a real thing where you think you don't belong somewhere, go to the room, feel like make sure you show up and that you belong there, right? There's space for everybody at the table, and you belong. So
I love that. Ooh, okay, let's repeat it. Wait, first one. What's the first one?
Own your identity.
Own your identity. I love it.
Mentorship.
Second, mentorship. The importance of mentorship. And the third one, sit at the table, own the room, show up. Right? I think it's just showing up and looking in the mirror and being like. Because at the end of the day, we all provide. It's all we provide value, right?
Absolutely.
And so everyone and everyone, it's like in soccer. No one, Messi cannot. Messi's amazing, but Messi alone in the field, like he needs a whole team.
Absolutely.
Everyone needs a team. We need to be surrounded, and so everyone has. Es como el delantero, the one that is in the defensa. I know these in Spanish.
Yeah.
The one is.
Love it.
I'm sorry because I think football in Spanish. But like every position provides their own value and their own function. And so it's so cool that we can inspire younger girls of like, hey, you bring your own modality, your own value. And I'm sure that you are an inspiration for so many girls that are looking up to you. And I'm sure your daughter is one of them.
Thank you.
I hope so. I know you adore your daughter.
I do.
And so she's like your mini Angie. She's beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
And I don't know if you want to share anything else or something that, for example, things that Amazon is focusing. I know it's changing, but 2026 Amazon goals or milestones that you're planning to hit and that you want to share with everyone.
Absolutely. I mean, 2026 is the year of what I'd say at Amazon, doubling down with our great community partners, our reputable, known community partners. We'll still show up and do surprise and delights here and there with organizations that usually would never think, oh, what, Amazon's supporting them or doing something with them. We still love that surprise and delight moment, but we are doubling down with organizations that are doing great work, such as FCC, right? We're doubling down on really focusing on education, reskilling, upskilling, right? In that world, when it comes to Florida statewide and the importance of that, to Latin America, right? I'm doing lots of programs that have to do with STEM for women in Mexico, in Brazil, and working with a lot of favelas, in areas of favelas. So
did you have to go to Brazil?
Not yet. We have a project there that I'm supposed to go to, but it's being pushed till May. So in May, I'll be hopefully going there to Brazil.
That's so cool.
It is very cool. I'm very excited. So yeah, doubling down education, workforce development, reskilling, upskilling, food insecurity, right? Affordability, the real issues that our nonprofits have. So focusing on that. And obviously civic engagement. It's very important to still be out there civically engaged, make sure that, our partners are doing that as well.
And inspire the youth to do that too.
Correct. Because if not,
start early.
Correct. So I think those are still things that are very much important to us and then we'll keep doing. Mentorship, of course, is part of education. We really believe in that. There's so many great programs out there that I admire and love that are really doing great work. And just continuing to show up in unexpected places and just doing good, right? Like our focus and our goal is to not only just be, it's Amazon and we're in everything. And we know that, right? And we're huge, yes. But not only do we want to show the world, and our communities, not only are we a great employer, we create jobs, we bring good jobs, we keep safety in front and center and top of mind, but we're a good corporate partner. And that's what I love because we are, and I've seen it. I work it, I live it, I breathe it every day. Like we really care about the communities that we're at. And when we think about all our partnerships, it's not just me behind the desk looking, I like this nonprofit because it's nice and fluffy or because of the glitz and glam. No, it's a real team and a real effort's going into it.
There's an intentionality.
There is 100% intentionality and focus into making sure that we are being strategic as to what is the community, what are the actual community needs and wants, and how do we form,
like that missing piece to enhance or complement. Well, so I will say this because I didn't mention it. We went to DC with Gio and Gio Castro, and he invited us to the Amazon headquarters. Listen, that place
Isn't
is
it beautiful?
beautiful.
I know. Isn't it beautiful?
I was like, oh my God, this is beautiful. They treated us so well. They were so amazing. Just like the environment was incredible. And I was like, wow, I'm so grateful and proud to be in this place. And they did a tour for us.
Oh, like good. The one in Virginia, right?
Yes,
in Virginia. Isn't it beautiful?
Beautiful. So I'm sure that everything that you guys are working as a team is impactful. We're here to keep supporting, keep partnering to see how we can score more goals together.
Absolutely.
Here for Miami, Florida, and hopefully también in Latin America.
Absolutely.
So I'm super excited. I'm super grateful, Angie, to have you here. And I don't know if you want to close with a few words.
No, I just want to say thank you for having me again, Dani. And like you said, adelante, and let's keep scoring goals together.
Yes. Thank you.